Hello, everyone. Welcome again to my channel. And thank you for all the support that you have all have been giving. I try to bring some more variety into this channel. As you would have seen, the past few days I brought certain performers also, and I continue my stream of talking to people from different industries. So today, I'm very excited to welcome an old guest back here again. He is an award-winning and critically acclaimed writer. Okay, he has written triumphantly has written some back-to-back epic fantasies. Some of his well-known ones are New Blood Saga, Villari, and also I believe the Future of Mankind. I'm sorry, maybe I'm getting the names wrong, but he has won lots of awards. He has been featured on several platforms and all. So, everyone, welcome W.D. Kilpack. Hi there.
Hello, good to be
Right, right.
back.
We are very excited to welcome you back. It has been about a year
Yeah, at least a year. Yeah.
last year, right, right. So a lot has progressed after it. The world has seen several events also, including the COVID outbreak and all such issues also. But still, thanks to God, we are still here. We are still alive and we are still kicking.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's been a lot of changes because of that, and luckily, I have been, personally, my family, we haven't been affected as much as a lot of people. So I'm very grateful for that.
Right, right. So let's get back to the brighter side here. You would have heard I have given a kind of a brief introduction about yourself. So why not we hear it from yourself?
Well, like you said, I have published five novels, and in the New Blood saga, there are four. That's an epic fantasy series, and book one is Crown Prince, and book
Right.
two is Order of Light. Book
Wow,
three
wow.
is Demon
Those
Seed.
are big books. Nice, nice. Great, great.
Yeah, the last two are pretty thick, and that's
Right.
Rilari. And then I have a sci-fi novella that is
Whoa.
Paleface,
Pale
and
face. Okay. I've been hearing a lot about this. I think a lot of good reviews have been coming in the last one, the pale face.
yeah, it has. It's been kind of the. Uh, it's been surprising that the others have won some pretty big awards, and Paleface got a special recognition uh, from the L. Ron Hubbard's Writers of the Future.
Oh,
But
oh, wow.
the critics have been really kind of all over it. Uh, the just the praise has been amazing that with Paleface, um, and there's some things that due to some legal stuff I can't address directly, but there are
Right,
some
right. Sorry.
things, some plans with it that are very exciting. And
Okay.
so I don't think I can say more than that, but there's some very exciting things.
Wait. I think the best is left to suspense. Let the mystery be there.
Art,
Great, great. All right. So, Kilpack, is there any genre of your books, or do you write generally?
well, I love science fiction and fantasy, and those are the things that I really, I mean, you can see from the stuff in my background there
Silly.
that I just live that stuff. I love it. I live it. And that stuff just really speaks to me and it always has ever since I was a kid. But I do write in pretty much any genre that in general, I'm a writer that if you need,
Yeah.
if you need something written, then I can do it. I have been published internationally as a poet. I have uh, ghost written some stuff in some best-selling business books. I have written pop culture analysis. I have,
Wow, wow.
I have actually most of my publication credits. I've been published uh, more, a couple hundred times as a journalist.
Oh,
And
wow.
so my schooling, my undergrad, one of my degrees was in journalism. So that is where the real meat of my experience is as a journalist. And so
That's
you know that I I write. That's what I do. So, but this is the stuff that just really you know gets me going. That
good.
makes me.
Right, right. No, I understand that perfectly, but I too have been writing lots and lots since childhood, and I understand you're a poet. I too started like that, and if I'm right, I can see the certain figurines on back. Is that Incredible Hulk, or if I recognize?
Yeah, let me. Yep, that we've got there's all kinds of Marvel and Avengers, and
Yeah,
we got the Hulk
right.
back there, and yeah, I love comic books. That when I was a kid, I mean, when you're really little, then of course everybody wanted to be a fireman or an astronaut,
Yeah,
and
true,
but
true.
but when I started reading comic books, then
Uh,
when I was about 6, then I decided that's what I
uh,
wanted to do, and I wanted
right,
to open,
right.
my own comic book company. And then it wasn't until I wrote my first book when I was 12 that I decided I wanted to write books. But
That's so interesting to hear. See, of course, I wish I could show my own collection of these figurines of toys, but my son has made it in another shape. Pardon me for that. Okay. So this is one one query that I ask other writers also who come on my show. What's your background? Means besides writing, do you have any other profession? Do what do you do besides writing?
well, I worked in marketing for a long time. I worked for some very big companies, some Inc. 500 companies, all the way down to some mom and pop shops. So I had a pretty good marketing background, and then also I was teaching college for
Okay.
25 years also, and I
Wow,
taught
the subject in college.
communication classes. So
Oh, wow, wow,
uh,
wow.
so a lot of writing stuff, a lot of public speaking. And it's funny that when I started college, when I was trying to decide if I wanted to go into communication or English, one of the things they asked me was, if you want to, do you want to write or do you want to teach? Because if they said, if you want to teach, go into English. If you want to write, go into communication. And I didn't want to teach. And so I chose communication. And then uh, I double majored on my undergrad, and one of my majors was in philosophy.
Okay.
And one of the professors, rather than having us do papers, had us teach, and I kind of liked it. And then when I got my
Right.
master's, then we taught a lot. And one of the women who was in the master's program was an administrator at the biggest community college in the area. And when I finished before her, and she just said, "Send me your resume, I'll get you hired."
Okay.
And
Okay.
so I kind of just kind of fell into that a little bit, but I just really enjoyed it. And so when that was uh, I had my marketing, that I was doing my marketing job, and then I was teaching to keep myself sharp, and that was just my kind of joy, because the helping people and trying to give back, that
True,
was,
true.
because
That
you don't,
kept it going. Right.
you don't
Right.
teach for the money,
Right. Right.
that you know
No, it's like one you do for a living to stay alive. That is maybe what the profession, and one you do for others to stay alive, to help others stay alive.
Yep.
In this way, in a way which I've phrased. See, this question why I asked about your background is I'm a complex character. I have multiple professions I have gone through, and that all comes in my books. Somewhere in any of my books, you will see my character. Sometimes even in horror, or even if I write fantasy, anything, you will see my character. This is why we all wish to know what develops your characters. Maybe science fiction, maybe fantasy. What inspires your characters? Do you have something to say on that?
Well, different things. The In the New Blood saga, the main character, when I was in college, well, again, studying philosophy, I was fascinated by Socrates. And Socrates would go into a trance-like state, and he called it being seized by the demon of philosophy. And he would come out of this trance with some major epiphany. And I thought that was fascinating. And so I wanted to have a character that was kind of like that. And so Nathar will be seized by the demon of sight, and he
Okay,
will
okay.
have visions of the future. And
Wow.
so that is one of the key elements of his character, and it's one of the key elements of the storyline. And so every book, chapter 1 is sight. That's the name of the chapter, and it starts with him in one of these moments. And
Very
it's a,
good.
and so it's key to his character. But I have different things with I have there is a series of scripts that I have written that the main character is a wrestler,
Okay.
and because I have a very deep wrestling background that
Yeah, yeah.
I
That's something we shared in the previous time. Perhaps you could add this after we finish this conversation.
well
Okay?
I
Yeah.
I wrestled for 12 years, and I qualified to represent the United States in Greco-Roman wrestling.
Oh, cool. Wow, wow.
And
This is something all of you should hear, okay? Because I knew Kiplak earlier. I Kilpack, pardon
yeah,
me. I knew you earlier. I knew about this, but this is all people who are watching this video right now should understand. Please go
and
on.
and I was coaching for more than 20 years also. So the wrestling's been a huge part of my life. And so in these scripts, then the main character was a world champion in wrestling, and that was a key to his character, and a lot of his background is that, because wrestlers, if you're a very successful wrestler, then there's some things that are key to that for one, you have to have a very serious work ethic. No one is successful in wrestling unless you work really hard. And it's people can argue with me all they want. Wrestling's the hardest sport there is. There is
Brilliant.
nothing harder, nothing that puts you through more pain, more punishment, more excruciating, grueling workouts. There's just nothing. And
I can only, how to say, assume. I can't imagine because you are in a profession. This strikes a point, like what I was asking about your background and how it affects your characters. This is what I was coming to. So, just a kind of a small game here. Tell to us any two of your characters from your books. About any, from maybe it could be from the latest one or any earlier book. Two of your characters.
well, I touched on Nathar a little bit, and he's the guardian of Merrick, and so sight is key to him being the guardian of Merrick. He's a protector of mankind, and so he's an advisor to kings, and he is a trainer of soldiers, and he is a very in tune with the force. He's sort of like
One second. What are those two names again? Just wish to know the names again. Two characters' names.
well, that's Nathar, and so that's one
Nathar,
character, and then
Nathar, and
the other character is Hector Whitehorse, and he's the main character of Paleface. And
Hector. Now,
and
what I wish to know, now what I wanted to ask is, could you tell? I'm not asking you to reveal much, just a single line or something of any of those characters. How they, we wish to know how they speak like, because there's a difference. If you're an avid reader, you can read, you can imagine. For people who wish to know, get a picture of what's in your book, could
um,
you please let me
well, Hector is well, he's a Navajo, and he was raised on a reservation, and but he was but he went to school in off. He went to a white man's school. He's kind of caught in between two worlds, and so he doesn't really fit in either. And so he is kind of an outcast no matter where he goes, and so he doesn't talk a lot. But when he does, it is tends to be something very poignant, very. So he says some things that are a lot of times it's kind of a one line kind of just kind of a funny zinger, or it's something that is very telling, very poignant. And so at one point, somebody says something about him being the twig that breaks the camel's back. And he says, you know, you're the twig that breaks the camel's back. And he says, I thought I was Navajo. And,
I get it.
you know, and
Right,
that kind of encapsulates his character a little bit, that
right.
he uses humor to deal with things. And, but then somebody at another point says something about, you know, the Battle of Little Bighorn. And he's just looks at him and says, they were Sioux. They weren't Navajo. They were
Perfect.
Sioux.
Okay, I'm getting the picture right now. See,
Mm-hmm.
I always try to make our interviews or discussions a little more lively. So we got a little bit of your character. I'm trying to mix up things here. Okay, now, well, what's the character's name again? Part of my memory. What's the character's name again?
In the one in Paleface?
Yeah, right.
That is Hector Whitehorse.
Hector Whitehorse. Okay. You are going to speak like Hector Whitehorse now, but not as his character. You're going to speak like a market man. Like you're going to market your book to me, but you're going to speak with like perhaps his voice or whatever you could imagine. Say now, for example, I grew up watching the Terminator of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, so I always, whenever someone calls me, "Hey, come here, yes, come here," I'll be back. that kind of line. So I want you to market your book, but say,
Um,
I'm not going to make this easy for you.
yeah, that's that's not easy. Well, this book is about my life. It's about what happened to me. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I've got a scar. Should I show you my scar?
Oh,
I'd have to drop my pants to do it.
that's not cool. This was just to get a feel of your character, you know? It's like, oh, for me, better be it when I write books, when I read books, I have my own picture of what's going on. In my mind, I just reimagine how it would be going on. I, for a person, I kind of believe when they convert, be it the Lord of the Rings, be it Harry Potter or anything, it doesn't come as true as the book. The films or the visualization do not come as true as a book. So in the books, we have some more, I don't know, some other way. The author, writers like you would have imagined some other way. This is what I want. Okay. So what are your plans? Are you, is this, I wish I could see this in Hollywood, but anything, what are your plans? Making some series or what are your plans?
Well, I am working on the next book in the New Blood saga, book 5. It's called Vengeance Born. That's planned for December, and you know, doing some screenwriting with you know, like I continue doing that, and well, basically continuing to market my stuff. I've written about 30 novels, and I've got a lot of stuff in the bullpen that is just waiting for its turn and waiting for the time to be able to get them through and polished. And in the New Blood saga, the 8 books are all written, and they're all to a certain level of being polished. But there's a lot of stuff that because I wanted to get the storyline out, then there was stuff that I knew I was going to flesh out later, and because it was just kind of just flowing, and so I didn't want to interrupt that, and so I was just going. And so, like when I was doing Rilari, then it was getting pretty thick, and so I took the last 4 chapters and actually put them in the next book because it was getting thicker. And so that's going to take some work to go through and you know, kind of weave that together so that it starts out the right way. But the thing with that series is that that was inspired by a recurring dream I was having. And when I decided to write that story, then I realized it couldn't be done in one book. So I was going to write a trilogy. And because, when you dream something, it's all there. And
Right.
to build the angst, I knew I couldn't do it in one book. Well, the stuff that's in the dream, that's the key part of that dream, it's in here.
It's okay.
You know.
That's Ralari, right? Ralari.
Yep, that's Rilari. And that's where the dream happens, because all the other stuff is leading up to that, because that's what it took to get the same kind of emotional impact that this dream had. The dream, I would wake up in tears. And it was just I was having that dream for months before I finally sat down to just write it. And so that, there's a lot of stuff that's going on where a lot of the feedback has just been so amazingly positive. The professional critics have been, it's just been humbling that having the feedbacks be just so positive. And I've got people that saying, well, I want to get it in hardcover. I was like, oh, all right. Well, I guess I need to do a hardcover version. And saying, well, I want to do you have like a fancy map? I want to buy a map. Oh, all right. Well, I guess I got to do that. And, and just a lot of stuff like that, where it's just like, okay, people saying they want things. And it's like, well, I guess I have to do that. Audiobooks. All right. I guess I got to do that.
There's so much. Comes over and over again. Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that people are asking for that, in the audiobooks, I those of you who have been asking me for audiobooks, I apologize. I am slacking. I know I've told you it's coming. It is. And my apologies. My wife.
I understand.
My wife really wants me to be the one reading them, and it's just a matter of getting the time to do it. And I just need to
do it right. Yeah. Right.
Exactly. And that's a big point, is that I want to do it right. And a lot of people that have listened to my sample readings that are on my website, they have said that they like, I guess, my voice. I don't know, but and the feedback on those has been good. So it's not just my wife being my wife saying that she likes that. So I guess,
Right.
So anyway.
Here we are speaking well over here, and I assume you are very clear. I assume I am also clear enough. So there is no point there. I mean, there's no problem there. Pardon me.
Mhm.
See, two things. Do you want to present anything on the screen, be it a slide or be it a presentation or anything of your book? Do you wish to present anything?
Well, I do have a little trailer for all 5 of my books that I did recently. That's kind of fun. It's let me see if I can. Whoop.
It's not coming.
So it's a. We will shit. Whoa. Okay. There we go.
Working. Okay, it's coming, right? 1 second. Excuse me, I had a little mistake. Right. Right, everyone. Perhaps you could expand the screen.
All right.
Okay.
Do I have to be playing first?
Right. No, just play. Let's see. So everyone, this is his trailer. Maybe expand the screen so we can see full. Right.
Well, let's see. I'm trying to expand. Go full.
Oh, let's play it. I guess this is visible. Play it. It's for conference, right?
Is the
Could
sound?
you read out? Yeah, sounds clear. Just read out. Okay. Perfect. The order of light. Perfect. The font will not be visible, so for any books presentations, read it out.
So like Demon Seed.
Demon Seed. Okay. What's on the back? Read it out.
The future of mankind relies on the guardian of Merrick.
Perfect, perfect. You get the idea. And reliable, reliable.
And that's the latest.
Fine, fine. So that was nice. Okay.
Mhm. You
All
can.
right. No, we got the idea because you have presented
Mhm.
all, I think, five of your books. Okay.
Yep.
Right. Okay. See now, this session we are going to bring in an end with one more little game. Okay. I am maybe the owner of a studio or a book publisher or someone like that. Okay, you are coming to me to sell your work. Okay, I'm just some big old fat guy. I'm already bald, so I don't need not act on that. But I'm just saying, hey, bro, what you got? I don't have much time. Let me see what you got. Let's see what you got. So you have to sell your book to what's his special? It can be any all together or any one of your books.
Well, Crown Prince has won 3 book awards. That the International Firebird Book Award, the Book Fest Award, and was runner-up for the Online Book Club Book of the Year in the sci-fi and
Wow.
fantasy category. It is epic fantasy, and it it can make you laugh, it can make you cry, and it goes through. And one of the things that one of the descriptions that has come up most often is kind of a combination of Tolkien and Game of Thrones, and as a
Oh,
description.
wow.
And I
Okay,
had,
okay, bro. Okay, bro. That's great. That's great to hear. But there are lots of other writers. Why should we give you a chance?
well, that one of the things that has been said about my writing is that you can see it, hear it, smell it, you can feel everything that's going on, that you get to experience what I write, that you are immersed in the atmosphere of what's going on.
Cool. We'll speak later. That was so great. That was so great. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this different method or technique of mine of livening the conversation.
I did.
So, all right, Kilpack, it was very nice after such a long time we spoke again. Do you have any last words to join, to tell everyone?
Oh, it's again, I'm just very humbled by the support I've had from people like you, from all the readers out there that have been contacting me. With is it all right if I tell a little story? That
Please do, please do. Please do.
I when Relari came out, um, due to some unforeseen circumstances, my December release date got pushed back about 6 weeks,
Okay.
and
Okay.
just Murphy's Law, things happened, and it got pushed back. And so um, it finally came out, and then a woman was messaging me when she finished it, and was just all up in arms with uh, because of the thing that inspired the whole story. And it was just funny that she was just, when is the next one coming out, that I have to know what happens next, when is the next one coming out, and in December. And she says, well, my birthday is in, I can't remember, August, and that would be a great birthday present if it came out in August. And it was just really cool to have this reader that's uh,
Right. Right.
messaging
Their
me.
support is everything. Right. Right.
you
Yeah.
know
Right.
and just the stuff with technology and social media and all this that just makes these things possible, that just wasn't ever you just couldn't imagine it even a few years ago. And it's just
Right.
been very
So
cool,
it's,
the support.
this conversation is another example. I'm in India. You are in the US, different time zones. Yet you are speaking here.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And having those types of experiences, and having uh, having interviews with people, and blogs in Denmark and the UK, and I've been interviewed in there was a radio station that kept asking me to come back in the UK, and
Wow. Wow.
I've got another interview coming up soon in Australia, and it's just so amazing how the communication has just shrunk the world.
Right.
And a lot of that, and again, it's just the support has just been so gratifying and so humbling, and having people just recognize the amount of work that is involved in doing all this. And I just can't say enough that how much it's appreciated. And uh, that's all I got. The support has just been amazing, and I just can't say enough about how much, people sending me videos where they sign up, and I send them the vows of the Knights of Rill, and they record themselves reciting them and send them to me. And I've posted some of them, and that sort of thing. When that started happening, I didn't see that coming, and
Great, great.
I did it as something just because I thought it was kind of fun, kind of cool. And then they started sending me videos of themselves, and I was like, all right. And so now I've got 10 of them or something that I've posted, and it's awesome. Some people are just really into it, and which is great. But people sending me photos of themselves holding my books. The first time that happened, I was like,
Perfect. That indeed would be a blessing. I understand. Understand. You would feel like in the clouds, perhaps.
absolutely,
I understand, right?
absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much, Kilpack. We had a beautiful conversation today. I pray, we all pray that your books succeed even more and we would see you go to next level. May you find more people, more publishers, sponsors who are ready to check out your work. You have won lots of awards already. I pray you do win even more. I pray, and perhaps God knows the world is turning some way around. Perhaps through this correction we would meet someday. I do hope so. We would meet that
Oh, I
someday.
agree. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Kilpack, thank you so much. Have a great day. Ta-ta. Okay, right. So that was Kilpack, everyone. For you. In case you didn't know, means I haven't mentioned, he's also known as Bill. Okay, he also is. He's also named Bill. So that was a beautiful conversation we had today. Very, very, very interesting insights about Kilpack's books and the achievements he has had so far, the support he has had from people, and how technology and social media platform has connected us across continents. So everyone, that is Yasir Suleiman for you. Please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't done already. Please do share this video with everyone. Right. This is the support I want from you. I'm not asking this. This is the support I want. Share this video, and if you feel some more things can be included or improved, do let me know. Do message me. Do contact me. All right. So Yasir Suleiman for all of you saying, ta-ta. All right.